You got it locked on Roadium Radio.
Hey Tony, drop that. What bass?
I bet. Dr. Dre in the place to be. Co-rockin' shit with my homeboy Steve. After Roadium, get stupid, son. Yo, don't think that you can get none of Dre. The motherfucking doctor, the bitch hopper, the sucker motherfucking stopper. I'm fucked up, so don't mind what I'm saying. I'm just kicking it. But Steve, Tony, A.M., Susan, yo, we be choosing dope shit to put in a mix. Know what I'm saying? We kick shit like and that's a fact. And if your shit ain't in the mix, you know it's whack. And that ain't no bullshit. I'm kicking facts on a serious tip. Word up, Dr. Dre's in full effect doing serious damage, boy.
Tony A! Tony A! When you're ready, go.
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio episode 135. Only 75 more, and we're at 200. They're probably going to go real quick, watch. But other than that, I hope everybody's having a wonderful Valentine's Day. And if you don't have a Valentine, pues ni modo. You know, maybe next year. But so hopefully you guys are having a blessed day. For those of you that are, maybe you got your Valentine sitting on your lap, you know, feeding you grapes, you know, passing you a Modelo. She's all showered up, wearing a G-string. I'm sorry, wrong podcast. But anyways, other than that, listen, before I introduce my very special guest, I got a couple of announcements I got to make. Once again, we're selling ads. Okay, I'm not going to harp on that too long. DOCUMIXERY/ads. Go to DOCUMIXERY.com. And you get all the info there for those of you that want to buy ads. You want to promote your album. You want to promote your business. You want to promote your restaurant. You want to promote your OnlyFans page. This is where you come. Okay. DOCUMIXERY/ads. And for those of you that tune in on Fridays, every other Friday with Freaky Tales this Friday, but we won't have Freaky Tales the following week. I usually try to have it every other week, but because I'll be out of town the last week of this month, I'm doing them back to back. So next Friday, Freaky Tales podcast. Make sure you guys subscribe to Freaky Tales podcast. Okay, we're not even into like 20 episodes yet, but it's really, really good. And for those of you that have been watching. And first and foremost, I want to thank everybody that is on the live chat, everybody that subscribe, everybody that comments, whether it's negative or positive. You guys keep everybody entertained. And I want to thank you guys, because if it wasn't for you guys, Roadium Radio would not be possible if it wasn't for you. Okay? I'm just being straight up. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be sitting here, because I'm not going to be talking to 2 or 3 people on a Sunday. So, but other than that, I know I'm forgetting something. But DOCUMIXERY.com, if you guys want to buy shirts, you guys want to buy hats, beanies, whatever, downloads, hard copies, horror loteria, whatever, go to DOCUMIXERY.com. And I want to give a special shout out to my boy Jen from Fashion Town, who always blesses me with the fresh gear. Like he always gives me the fresh gear. Bless me with the Wilmington hat, this Pro Club, like bandana, hoodie. I look fresh today. So I want to give a big shout out to Jen, Fashion Town. She loves the culture. You go in the store, he bumps hip hop. He got the Dickies. He's got the khakis. You know, he's got the G-strings if you're into that. I'm only playing. But anyways, big Jen, thank you. Much love, much respect. And without further ado, please allow me to introduce all the way from, and I hope I say it right, Oceano, California, Crazy Boy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. How you doing, Tony?
Okay. I'm good, bro. I'm blessed. I've been refreshed, so I'm ready to go. But now, I wanted to ask you, for those that may not know, where exactly is Oceano?
Oceano, California. It's a little city right near the beach, man. Pismo Beach area.
Okay.
That's between San Luis Obispo and Santa Maria, California.
Okay, so
yeah, we're like right in between there, right on the edge there.
Is it right before Santa Maria or after, or off to the side?
If you're traveling from this way, it's after. It's about 15 minutes north of Santa Maria.
Okay. And is that where you were born and raised?
I was born in Santa Maria, but yeah, I was raised right there. 805 Central Coast, Oceano, all my life. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Okay, where's your boy Dominator, man? He usually comes with
that fool's MIA. I'm like, man, where you at, Dom? Where you at, Dom? Nah, yeah, that boy's busy, man. He's a busy dude, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? How was your weekend going? Obviously, you're here. I'm not your Valentine, but do you have a Valentine?
Yeah, of course. Shout out to my Valentine, to my baby. What's up, Jenny? I love you.
Awesome.
Yeah, of
Awesome.
course, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's back up a little bit. Today's Sunday. How's been your Friday and Saturday been going so far?
Friday, Saturday been going cool, man. Just been chilling, you know what I mean? Just relaxing, kicking back. Nothing special. I just kind of chill. Don't do much. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Chill. Work on my music and shit. Right.
Now, how many hours? How long was that drive?
For me, I drove about like 3 hours today. Yeah.
3 hours.
Yeah.
To be here on Roadium Radio.
Correct. On Valentine's Day.
Wow, that's awesome, man. And I'm going to tell you why that's awesome. I've had people come from Las Vegas, from Portland, from Arizona, from Houston, Texas,
Hell yeah.
from Atlanta, Santa Maria, Oceano, Bakersfield, San Diego, okay?
Yeah.
All came on time. And the guys that live 15, 20 minutes away are the guys that always cancel, or for some reason they just can't make it.
Yeah, now you got to take the opportunities when they're given.
But you know what? I'm going to be real with you, and I'm not trying to be mean, but those are the type of guys I never rebook,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah, for sure.
You miss your opportunities. It seems like the guys that live the furthest are the most faithful.
Sometimes we're a little hungrier, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, there's people that are outside of the big cities and shit.
Right.
We're hungry too, you know what I mean? We're trying to eat too. We're trying to get our names known. We're trying to be on time, be punctual, you know what I mean, and show people that we're dedicated to this as well.
That's absolutely right. You know, one thing that I always tell people, you know, you only go as far as your attitude. There's a lot of people that for some reason, maybe they might just think that they're too good or too big, you know, for an interview. But here's my thing. You asked me and I said yes. And then you say you can't make it.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, que le vaya bien. But anyways, other than that, you know what, let's talk sports a little bit because, you know, I'm a big sports guy.
Okay.
I know you're a big sports guy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and if I'm correct, you a Cowboy fan?
Yes, sir.
Laker fan?
Yes, sir.
Dodger fan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any college football teams?
You know, I always like watching Clemson
Okay.
and Ohio. Sometimes I get into the Alabama, you know, because they're always one of the top teams in there, you know what I mean, in
Right.
college. But, I mean, Ohio, they put on some good games. Clemson put on some good games, too. Alabama seems like they're always just winning, so, I mean, every once in a while I'll peep them out. But there's a little team called the Cowboys, too. They're a small school, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know about them?
Yes, yes. That's where Des Bryant came from.
Yeah.
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 You know what's crazy, man? That, okay, I watched the national championship, okay? Which is like the college Super Bowl, if you will, okay?
Yeah.
And by the way, if you guys hear that, there's some more fireworks out there. Got a bunch of tweakers still think it's 4th of July, okay? But anyways, Alabama just rolled over, bro, Ohio State, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was terrible.
Yeah, there was nothing going on there, and I thought it was gonna be a little more interesting.
Same here. I thought Clemson would have made it.
Yeah.
You know, but I know the quarterback, Sunshine, I know he's going pro now.
Trevor.
Yeah.
Oh, Lawrence. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, let's go to the Super Bowl real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Did you expect that?
Tom Brady? Yes, I did.
By that score?
Not by that score.
No, not by
that lopsided. I expected it to be close. I'm on some like fantasy pick'em shits and all this and that. And when I was running through my picks, and I was like, we had like an option for one of the questions was who's gonna win and by how much.
Right.
I thought it was gonna be like maybe like 3 to 6 points.
Yes.
I mean, maybe a field goal. I thought it was gonna come down to the end because Mahomes ain't no joke.
No, exactly.
And I didn't think Tom Brady was gonna be as pumped up as he was. You know what I mean? He's an old man, and yeah, he came out there and just killed it.
He could possibly do it again.
I think they are.
He's a sick bastard.
Yeah,
Huh?
he is. That's savage, bro. Because you everybody expected him to go out. Okay, you take your win and leave, bounce.
And he
First
said-
thing he said is, "I'm coming back." You know what I mean? Fuck that. He wants to do it again.
Well, you know, he kind of reminded me of Rocky. You know, Rocky, in his last movie, he wanted to fight, and I still got that in the basement. I want to get it all out. You know, maybe he wants to leave his best game on the field and say, now I'm done. You know, it's better to do that than to retire and then try to come back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But one thing that I believe, Mahomes, I take nothing away from him.
Mm-hmm.
I think the guy's a great quarterback. Here's my thing that Tampa Bay showed me, that you contain him, he can't beat you with his arm, bro.
Yeah, nah, he tried.
He tried.
Look, it's him throwing them sideways and underneath, and
400 and something yards he had rushing, and
yeah,
he was running. He was running for his damn life.
yeah, they had him all over, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Pierre Paul on Tampa, he was on his ass, you know.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
on him.
Yeah, let's go ahead and switch the channel because people are going to think that this is ESPN or PTI or
Yeah,
something.
and I'm a Cowboy fan. Everybody, let's get that straight. Dallas all day.
all day.
Shout out to the DCFC. What up?
Yeah, yeah, yes, yeah. So you know, okay, I already asked you exactly where you were raised. You were born in Santa Maria, raised in Oceano, or back and forth, if you will.
I was raised in Oceano, yeah.
Okay, then see, there goes them damn tweakers
Another
again.
one,
Yeah, probably some toothless ass homeless bastard. But anyways, you know what trips me out? A lot of these guys eat top ramen but blow up $150 worth of skyrockets.
Yeah, they ballin'.
Okay, but anyway, so what elementary, junior high, or high school did you attend out there, man?
Elementary school was Oceano Dolphins.
Okay.
Right in the middle of the hood.
Okay, so you're not a Dolphins fan, though, right?
Nah, no Dolphins. I'm good on that. Cowboys, you know. But yeah, we were the Oceano Dolphins, you know, in elementary school, and then junior high moved on into to Pismo, Judkins Junior High up on top of the hill and shit right there in Pismo, kind of overlooking the water and shit. It was a cool little school, but I only stayed there for like 3 months.
Okay.
7th grade, I was kicked out.
Okay.
I was a knucklehead, you know what I mean?
For having good times.
Yeah. You know, yeah, just being an idiot, you know what I mean? Being a knucklehead, young, being stupid, fighting and taking things to school that you shouldn't, you know?
You know, let me ask you a question, because I think this is funny right here. Did your parents, I don't know if they allowed it in school, did your parents, or did your school allow you, either you get suspended or you get paddled? Did you guys ever get that?
No, we just got suspended, but my principal, he came from that era.
Okay.
Where he wanted to put hands on you. And
Yeah.
that dude, he was big. He could bench like 3 something.
Oh, shit.
Oh man. And that dude would put hands on you if you could, you know. And when he got the chance, he would snatch
Right.
you up, and you would feel his fucking power. You know what I mean?
Dude, I used to get paddled all the damn time,
Yeah,
bro.
fuck all that.
And you know what they used to do? Okay, I remember I was in 8th grade, and they took me to the dean's office. You had to stand up and just bend over, grab your ankles, not kneeling, but, you know, so you're pretty much like this, you know?
Taking it.
And then grab your ankles and then look up. And this lady goes, count to 3. And I go, 1, wham!
Fucked up.
Dude. And on purpose, I used to be like, ow. You know, I used to clown, like pretend it didn't hurt and shit like that. But it did hurt.
Yeah.
That shit gave your ass a shock wave.
Shit, I bet.
But you know what? I didn't get suspended and I got to stay in class.
Hell yeah. Yeah, nah, we just we get suspended and get kicked out. They would call the cops on us right there because the cops were they were right down the hill,
Right.
less than a block away.
Uh-huh.
So anybody that was giving them hard times, they would back when I was there, they would just call the cops on us and take these fools out of here, you know.
What about high school?
High school, after 7th grade, I got kicked out and I kind of went into the system a little bit, went
Okay.
into the juvenile halls and kind of started growing up in there, you know what I mean, and doing school in there and shit. I didn't go to a regular high school. I didn't go to the normal high
Okay.
school. The only time I went to the normal high school in my area was to go gang bang or fight the other dudes that were there or some stupid shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I made it to like the continuation school right there in my area, and I mean it was cool, you know. I mean it was whatever. It was just a continuation school, dropout school, but
Right.
that was it.
What about sports? You play any sports growing up?
I played a little bit of football down here actually.
Down here? How did that happen?
Down here in this area, I was down here for 3 months in a boys' home over here. I was locked up when I was about 14, 15.
Okay.
And then I played. Yeah, they had a little league that they had within the boys' homes all throughout this area, and we would just go travel around and play all the other little teams and shit, you know, all around throughout LA, all these little areas around here. And yeah, we went pretty far, you know, back then, you know, shit. We won the little championship and all that shit down here. So
Okay.
yeah, somewhere on in Eagle Rock or
Okay, Eagle Rock. That's not that close to here. Maybe 30, 40 minutes.
that's where we played the championship. I
Okay,
remember.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And we won or whatever. That's where it was held. So
That'll work. Eagle Rock, that's a big Armenian community out there. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think it's probably where the Kardashians are from.
Yeah,
But,
shit, trip up. All right.
Okay, you know what? Growing up, man, talking about music, you play any instruments growing up?
No, nothing, man. No instruments, nothing like that. Just always intrigued by rapping. Always intrigued by what they were doing, you know, on the screen and
Right, okay.
others in my area. And shit like that.
Let's talk a little bit about that. As far as rapping is concerned, how old were you when you were first introduced to rap? Like, what were some of the songs that you first heard?
The shit that got me rapping, or that kind of
As a kid growing up?
as a kid, as a young kid, that fucking I Can't Wait, old school. I would take that and I would make my own words up to it. You know, I would take their fucking flow and I would make my own words. You know, as a little kid, I remember doing that.
Okay.
And that's when I kind of had that first little urge. But then later in life, as it just, I don't know, it went away. But later in life, I was like 11, 12 years old. And I knew I could rap then, you know.
Really?
Yeah, it was like.
Did you have like other homies that rap with you, or just you?
At the time, I had a homeboy named Ruben, my homeboy Ruben guitarist. Shout out to the homie Ruben G from Oceano. What up? That fool, he got me into rapping. He was like, "Let's do this shit." You know what I mean? You had Triple C and CLS at the time,
Okay.
and then that was Santa Maria and Nipomo.
Yes.
And we were over here in Oceano, kind of, nobody was rapping, nobody's doing nothing from Oceano. My homeboys like, let's do some shit, you know, so we got together and we would fuck around, you know, I mean, all the time and freestyle and rap over beats and try to record ourselves and didn't know what the fuck we were doing. But then as I got older, I kept going with it. He got locked up, went to prison and shit, you know, back and forth, bouncing in and out. I kind of took it a little more serious. He didn't get the opportunity to. But, you know, I ran with it. I just kind of, I could do this, you know. I could do this shit.
And this was around 12 years old, you said, when it was just first you and him, right?
Correct.
Now, at that time, I know you said Triple C, I know you said CLS.
Yeah, I didn't know them at this time.
Okay.
I didn't know Dominator. I didn't know CLS at the time.
What rap or what hip-hop songs do you remember, or groups do you remember, like, from the West Coast that were banging, other than those on the radio?
A Lighter Shade of Brown, NWA, Eazy-E, all that shit.
Okay.
That's a kind of where I was at with growing up, was in that kind of realm, you know what I mean?
Okay. Now let me ask you this. When you started picking it up and started writing, did you ever consider yourself a Chicano rapper or just an artist?
At the time, from the very beginning, I never wanted to be labeled. I never wanted to be put in a box. So I didn't necessarily put it out there, oh, I'm a Chicano rapper, you know, look at me, I'm a Chicano rapper. They knew what I was, you know, because I was what I was, you know, at the time, and still am what I am. But it's not, it was never like, I'm a Chicano rapper. Over there in our area, we were ahead of our time, you know what I mean? At one point, not now. At one point, my little era of rappers, we were ahead of our time. The shit that we were doing, the music that we were producing and putting out just in the streets and shit right there, that shit was kind of more advanced than it should have been, you know?
Right.
We never got the pop with it like we should have. And then when all this new sound came out and everything kind of, it just went to a whole nother level, you know what I mean?
Right.
But
right.
yeah, we did a lot of shit back then, you know what I mean?
Okay. And when you first, do you remember at what point or at what age you were when you first started recording yourself and playing back? And do you remember what equipment you guys were using?
I went to a studio called Can Do Productions. Dominator's familiar with that dude. Butch.
Okay.
Dude named Butch. He had a little studio right there. It's a legit studio. he charged like $75 an hour. This is fucking back in the day, you know.
Now-
12, 13. I was 13. I was about like I was about to turn 14,
No shit.
and then we started. I didn't know how to put a song together. You know what I mean? I just knew how to rap. I knew I could rap and shit. But
See, and that's what I was gonna ask you. When you went there, with what music did you go with?
I went with nothing. I just told the dude, this is what I want to do. You know, that's kind of where I'm trying to go. He was familiar with CLS. He was familiar with Triple C.
Okay.
So he kind of like, okay, you know, kind of put me with, okay, we can kind of get you somewhere like sounding like them. And he produced the beat for me right then and there on the spot. And
Okay.
now, you know, that was my first little track that I did right there. And it sounded decent. The quality was good. Everything was excellent. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it wasn't a track. It wasn't a song. You know what I mean? It was just
Right.
rapping. Just,
You know, at that time, let me just focus a little bit on some details. For an example, being a youngster, you go into a studio, somebody makes you a beat, you want to become an artist. Did you already know what bars were?
No, I didn't. So when I went in there, I spent like 2 hours in the studio. So it was $150 for me. It was a lot of money for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to borrow it from my mom. I was fucking, oh man, you know, I was a little kid. I want to get in the studio. Let me record, you know.
Right.
So my mom, she did it. She paid the money for me to get in the fucking studio. The dude was like, what do you know, I was just rapping the fucking whole story, you know, and he was like, hold on here, you know. So he kind of pointed out to me what a verse was and what the hook was, and after that, I was in a whole nother world, you know. I mean, it was just like, shit, let me go back to the drawing board.
Right.
You know, so I had a homie that we were doing music at that time, an old homie that I went to school with and shit. He was from Santa Maria. He started fucking with me at that time, and we went to that studio together, you know, and it was just a whack track. And nothing come out of it. So that was just the experience, you know.
Right.
But after that, I learned the format. I learned what bars were. I learned what a verse was, and so like I said, I went back to the drawing board and I just started over.
Okay. Now, when you were 13 years old, and I think you paid $150, and when they recorded you and they played it back for you, did you like what you heard?
No, it was kind of fuck. That's me. Fuck. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird. You know what I mean?
It is weird.
It was awkward. It was awkward to hear my voice back. I had to get used to it. I had to get real used to it. It took me a while, you know, to get used to my voice.
Okay.
And get comfortable with it, you know.
Now, did he give you that track on cassette or CD?
It was on a DAT.
A DAT? Okay,
Yeah.
DAT, for those of you who don't know, is digital audio tape. And I still have all my DATs.
Yeah.
Okay, now, you played it for any of your homies, and if you did, or family members, what was their response when they heard you at that age?
They thought we had a potential, you know, in that area of rapping, but like I said, the track was just another track there. No, cool, you know what I mean? Dope. You could rap. Wasn't nothing really to vibe to. It was just some rapping and shit, you know what I mean? Just
Okay.
bunch of fucking rapping on a beat, you know what I mean? There was no hook, there was nothing. Just the music playing when the hook came in and all that shit, so it wasn't really nothing that we were like too proud of, you know. It was like,
Right.
But we were happy, you know. In fucking first few days, we were like, fuck yeah, bumping it, you know, fucking pulling up to school and shit, playing that shit for people, and everybody was like, oh shit, trip out, you know, trying it. But just kept going, and kept thinking about it, becoming more into it, more into the writing, more into what I was doing. But that all throughout that, I was locked up. I was getting locked up.
Right.
Shit. I mean, right before that first track I recorded, I had just got locked up at the age of 12 or whatever it was for like. I think that's when we had got busted for some bullshit back then, and then me and a couple of homies, and then after I got out, I got busted for like truancy. They came and that's when they would arrest you for
Right.
not going to school, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was fucking fucked up out of my brain, partying and shit with the homies, you know, for a few days and shit. And I would always just take off, you know, from the pad, and I didn't care. Came back to the pad, walking up from 7-Eleven, big old, and I was out of it, you know, I was all high and fucking drunk or whatever I was. I don't even know what the fuck I was on. Walked up, and they were in my garage waiting for me, you know what I mean? Fucking probation.
No shit.
Yeah, because I was on probation and shit, and they arrested me, you know, so that was that. But so I was getting locked up that whole time, like
Throughout your teenage years?
throughout the teenage years, you know, that first part, and I still just kept writing. I'd write. People would clown on me every time I got out. I'd be at the homie's pad. The homie's mom would like, look at that's crazy. This guy thinks he's rapping again, you know what I mean? But I stuck with it and just kind of kept going, you know. Just stayed in my own lane always.
Right.
I was always in my own lane. Always did like my own shit, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that was that, man. Me and Dominator hooked up in like 98. They ran a radio station in my area. Me and Dominator are from rival neighborhoods.
Okay. You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's press pause right there.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. We're going to come right back, and I want you to tell me that DJ Dominator story and everything you've done and all your, if you will, features, or you had people feature on your stuff. You know, we'll talk about all that and where people can buy your stuff, find your stuff, videos,
For
etc.
sure.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Everybody, we're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break. So make sure you call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody, let them know that Crazy Boy from Oceano is in the motherfucking building. So we'll be back 10 minutes. You'll call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.
and Tony A chilling at the Roadium with my homeboy Steve. Be on the lookout for our new 12-inch. The shit is dope. Yo, I like to say what's up to my homeboy Dre, my homeboy Prince of Jazz, and the girls with the big ol' ass. So Trip, I'm about to bust one more time to let y'all niggas know just what's on my mind.
In the morning, police at my door. Fresh Adidas squeak across my bathroom floor. Out my back window, I make my escape. Didn't even get a chance to grab my old school tape. Mad with no music, but happy 'cause free. And the street to a player is the place to be. Got a knot in my pocket weighing at least a gram.
Y'all heard, take it from the top.
Get that shit, new chop. I'll move on.
If you mess with me,
Ice Cube getting dumb at the Roadium with the funky drum, and you know my man Steve can get some. With a fool like Tony A when he plays stupid dope shit by WA. You wanna spray? Dumb motherfuckers, no doubt. And sucker DJ, get the fuck out. Tony A.
What did you say your name was?
Tony A.
I have won 1 million battles.
Lights, cameras, action, sound. Give me that mic, I'm about to go down.
Thinking of a master plan.
This story's funny. I met this girl and she had money.
Hey Tony, drop that. What bass?
I bet.
My name is the Croft, the CRAWFORD, the poet high C. Tony A, the wizard, just as cool as a visit. Sticking out his tongue, stabbing pussy like a lizard. Ooh, so sorry, homie, I didn't mean to say that. Steve is in the house. Come on, won't you play that funky dope beat? You know you gotta throw me some Stanley's ass Croft coming straight from the Roadium.
You are now about to witness
Tony A.
Get funky. Feel like speed.
Tell them where you from.
You don't think how living will fuck you.
Moving on a Saturday night in LA. Yo, feeling kind of fancy. Stop what you're doing, 'cause I'm about to ruin the image and the style that you used to. What the hell are you looking for? Can a young man make money anymore? Wear my jeans and like freaking on the floor? Or is it my job to make sure I'm poor? Disruption's disorderable, nourish not justify. Those that live at the FBI, look at mama's baby.
Wow. The instrumentation of, or the importance of the Roadium Swap Meet and the mixtapes in the careers of Eazy-E and NWA and Dre and Yella and a lot of other folks too, even Battle Cat, you know, was very, very high because, again, they needed an outlet, particularly when people weren't really checking for them and that sound that they were trying to create elsewhere. At the Roadium, you had at least a way to sort of mass market your stuff and have people listen to it and give it an opportunity and give it a chance. And because Steve believed in and already had a relationship with Dre and Yella, he was more open to allow them to do that. And they were doing mixtapes for him too. Dre was doing them, Yella was doing them. So you could squeeze in, or they could squeeze in or sneak in some of that NWA stuff. So when people bought the mixtapes and they heard the songs in there, yo, what's that song? It's dope, I want to hear that again. So it was a way to really market NWA and market the material that they had that wasn't getting, you know, let's say the radio play or getting the distribution that it needed at that time.
You know, Steve is definitely a part of the beginning, and he was there, gave everybody a voice, and that was in the beginning. It gave everybody inspiration to want to do more, like you, made you want to do more, like me, made me want to do more, like you, everybody, Ren, It goes down. The list is so long on how the Roadium swap meet inspired people to be able to put music out because people couldn't put music out there. You know what I'm saying? So if you get your little song and you put it on the Roadium swap meet, it'll be all over LA. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have to press up no records back in there. Well, you did, but if you got them to Steve, they would be on the mixtape because he would put them on the mixtape. And I remember he was bringing the big crate, and Steve, you get the crate and put them diamond style, and he would pick them up, give them to Drake, 4-track. They had the 4-track right there, and Steve would just sit there the whole day. They sit there the whole day. So I just remember that. I mean, a lot of stuff happened back then. We went our separate ways, but at some point, I still always remember. It's like your first grade teacher, you know her name.
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio episode 135. I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in on this Valentine's Day. I hope you got your lady sitting on your lap, or either that, or maybe you got your man sitting on your lap. Or maybe you got your man sitting on you. No, okay, let me stop there. Anyways, once again, Crazy Boy from Oceano, California. ¿Cómo estás?
Just chilling.
Now, am I saying Oceano right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, was that?
I said Oceano.
Oceano, okay.
Yeah.
Oceano, stand up. I always like to give people props, bro, wherever they're from, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We're a small little area right there. You know what I mean?
Doesn't
small
matter, bro. You're here, and that's all that matters.
For sure.
So, now, tell us a little bit about how you were telling us how you met DJ Dominator. I've added him on here twice.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
and I know one time you came with them.
Yeah. I was here the first time. I just didn't do no interview, nothing. I was just sitting over here. Yeah, the homie Dominator and a couple other of my homies from Oceano. So let me rewind a little bit. We're from rival neighborhoods. Our neighborhoods have always beefed all the time. You know what I mean? Since before fucking me and Dominator. But now things are starting to smooth out as of now. There's still a lot of little bullshit, but that still goes back and forth between the hoods. But a lot of us get along now.
Yeah.
So back in 98, Dominator and two homeboys from my hood, from Oceano, that he was friends with, they had a little radio station. It was a 88.9 Rough House Entertainment out of a little town called Grover Beach. And Dominator was their DJ. He was the one that would fucking be in there cutting it up. He was sick, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I got invited over there with Little Rob and fucking Shadow. They pulled up one night, and we just went through right there. We all pulled up right at the little radio station, and then that's when I met Dominator.
Okay.
So that was the first night I met Dominator. That was in 98, like I want to say like late 98. Then we linked up. Probably about a month later, about a month after that, me and him linked up, and that was it. Started making music with them.
Really?
That's when I got serious.
Around how old were you in 98?
Shit, 98.
You had a guess.
Fucking 20.
20 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was turning 20 or some shit. Yeah.
Okay. Now.
No shit. What the fuck? I was turning 17. Damn.
How do you go from 20 to 17?
I don't know, bro. I have no idea. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were 17 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. Working with DJ Dominator. For those of you who don't know who DJ Dominator is,
trip out.
The guy is fucking dope. I always like to give people, their flowers, bro. And Dominator's dope. When I interviewed him here, he had just dropped his last album.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. But had a great interview with him, and then I brought him back with Rebel.
Yeah,
so that was another great one.
Shout out to the homie Rebel.
Yeah, you know what? When they came here the second time, they brought me like tri-tip.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because you went up there and you barbecued with them too, huh? So
yes.
you got to taste it. I seen that you were up there and all that shit
hell
too.
Yeah. That shit was lovely.
Yeah, we get down up there. Our cooking style's a little different up there. You know what I mean? So
right.
Barbecue the grill.
Now, who has the best tri-tip? Oceano or Santa Maria?
It's Santa Maria style. That's where it comes from. It comes from Santa Maria style, but we all kind of have our own little spin-offs, you know what I mean, how we cook or whatever, but it's all basically the same shit.
Okay. Because I know they say that part of the trick is the red oak.
The red oak.
The red oak. Next time you come, you got to bring me some red oak, man.
That shit, yeah. That's what I'll bring some, bro. That's what you cook with right there. That's what gives you the flavor, you know what I mean? That's what gives you that style flavor into your meat. It's just a whole different flavor than charcoal or you know, fucking mesquite fucking shit, you know.
Right.
It's a whole different.
Yeah, fucking charcoal. You be eating meat that fucking tastes like lighter fluid, homie.
Nah, hell no.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this shit, you just tasting the meat, tasting the flavor.
You got to take Santa Maria's tri-tip or try their tip. One of those.
Yeah, try the tip.
Yeah, try the tip. But anyway. Okay, now, when does your first single or album drop officially? 'Cause you're working with Dominator, 17 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I dropped my first album with High Rollers Entertainment in 2004.
Okay.
So Dominator did the whole album, recorded everything, did the whole production from top to bottom.
Okay.
We dropped it right after Dominator dropped his album. He was on another label, on Artistic, and then I was on High Rollers. My album came out like right after theirs, 2004, and then yeah, that was probably some of my best shit that I've done too, right there. That first album.
A lot of people speak very, very highly of like the first album, and I think it's because they're so hungry. They want to make sure that shit is a hit, not a miss.
Yeah.
So let me ask you: your album drops 2004. What was the response you were getting? Now, and be honest. Did anybody ever tell you, I wasn't feeling it?
Yeah.
They did?
Yes. Yeah, I had a few people tell me that it was just not their cup of tea. So I just, you know, that was my first criticism. So I was like, all right, cool. I was able to take that but they were being real.
Right.
They told me, don't stop. Don't quit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Do your thing. But it wasn't for them, you know, so
right.
I took that and those things kind of, as a youngster, as a kid, I didn't know really how to handle it inside, but I did. You know what I mean? I took it and I dealt with it, and it was like, fuck, this fool just fucking insulted me. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, but nah, it was cool. It was cool because I was able to just kind of say, fuck you guys.
Right.
I'm gonna do my thing, and that's where I started seeing the haters. You know what I mean? Hate, kind of in that lane. But those first rounds, they weren't hate. It was just genuine, like, nah, not feeling it. You know what I mean?
Now, you know, whenever I produce something for someone and somebody said, shit was whack, here's what I always ask them, and not to argue or debate, but what was whack about it so that I can improve? And they can never tell me.
Yeah. They
can never tell me. And then you know what that tells me? They just, you know, it wasn't that they didn't like what I was doing. They just didn't like it that it was me doing it.
Yeah, for sure. It was you. You're the one that was doing it, so.
Yeah, so it kind of sucked.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a good response though from like my peers and shit in school and all the homies and shit. I mean, it was cool. Everybody was like, there was a few of them were just like, this was not gonna do shit. You know, this was kind of whack. Like,
I love proving those people wrong, bro.
So like I said, I stayed in my own lane. I've had like homies, parents and shit, you know, kind of laugh or clown, you know, walk in the room when I was rapping to the homie or whatever, and fuck, you know, shit, you know, those were my first performances, you know, or first butterfly feelings of fucking performing in front of somebody, you know. That was my first experience, was having homies' parents kind of clown on me.
Right.
So it was like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, all right, you know, one day.
Okay, so 2004, that album drops.
Yeah.
What comes next?
2004.
Lead us through your career.
2004, I dropped my first album. And then I got on track to drop my second album with the same record label, High Rollers Entertainment. And then things just didn't work out at the time. I started looking into the business part. Right in 2003, 2002, I started looking into the business part, like, why is this fool got an album out and he ain't getting paid? This fool got an album out and he's fucking broke. This fool got an album out and he's broke. What are they doing wrong? Well, their music's selling all over the world. Why is their shit? Why are they broke? You know what I mean? The fuck? So I started looking into the business part of it and started kind of trying to understand that, like, understand how's this done. I had no manager. I had nobody, like, nobody showing me what to do or anything. So everything I was learning was on my own, you know, from the people that I would come across or run into and shit. And I mean, eventually it was just not worth it, you know. I was just not happy where I was at. So that second album just kind of went to shit. It stopped recording it, and that was that. It was a done deal. I had the graphics done. I had all kinds of shit done, flyers and fucking this and that. I was already doing little tours and shit, and fucking. But then I stopped. So I had a lot of music to roll with, and then that was it. I didn't do nothing else, and then got locked up a few more times and shit after that, a little bit. Kind of life happened, had kids, shit happened, and I just paused. Everybody knew I could rap, all the homies and shit, and everybody. I wasn't just pursuing it like I should have been. At the time I was just busy with life, working a regular 9 to 5 and taking care of kids and shit, and living my life. But I would still do music here and there. I would always be in Dominator Studio, watching all this shit go down, and all the different people that be in there recording, and him and all his albums that he'd be doing. So I was still getting all the experience in the studio, and I still had all of that coming. So after shit,
the second album, what came next?
After when I got locked up, this last time, that's when I got serious again.
Yeah.
Probably, I want to say about like 9 years ago.
Okay.
Fucking got all fucked up and started tweaking again. I tweaked as a youngster, and I fucking grew up as an adult, fucking whatever. Started tweaking again, Got fucking went down the wrong road and fucking got all fucked up, and lost everything. Everything went gone, zero, nothing. Went to jail. I was sitting in jail like, fuck, this is what your life is now? That was it. Fucking went to jail again, lost my car, fucking, I was like, fuck, this is fucked up, this is what I'm gonna go through now. So
right.
It was at that point, that last time when I was in jail, about 9 years ago, it's like, I need to do something. Utilize what the fuck you have. You could rap, jump back into it. I still had all my homies and still had all my people. I knew Criminal already. I knew a bunch of people already, and just from the shit that I had been doing. And so I said, fuck it, and I went hard again, So I started putting out more material. And then, since that first album, I've dropped 6 more albums. My last 3 were on Criminal's label, Crime Family Entertainment. I'm a signed artist to Crime Family currently, and that's where my music is at right now. We're working on the 4th album to drop with them. That'll be my 8th album that I've done in my career. I've dropped a bunch of shit, little singles and little hood projects and little mixtape shit that never really were nothing that I put out on a big scale. Shit that was out in the street, Little mixtape shit, bootleg shit.
Right.
But that whole second album ended up being that kind of spread out through the bootleg mixtape kind of shit, and that was that. It was a done deal, But like I said, after that last time when I got serious, and it's like, fuck it, let's do it.
Okay, you said you released, very quickly, how did you come to get signed to Criminal's label? Did he approach you? Did you approach him, mutual friend? How did that happen?
We were homies. We already knew each other. We back when he was with COMPTON and High Power and all them, they did a tour in Oregon, and we were on that tour, me and my cousin and a homie of mine, and we got to open up, and we weren't the first act, we were a couple acts in, so we thought we were cool and shit, like, yeah. But that's when I met Criminal up there in Oregon. We actually got to drive in the same car together. Another homie, a mutual friend that we had at the time, we had to pick Criminal and them up from the airport or some shit like that, and that's how I got to meet Criminal. Then we were rolling, for like 3 hours to the next city, so we got to chop it up. So that's how we met, and we knew each other from then. And he was doing a mixtape project, Gangbang Symphonies, and he reached out to me and was send me some shit, throw you on the album. So that's when we linked up. I think that was 2010. Yeah, when he asked me to jump on that album. So.
Okay, and since that time,
from then on, I still kind of did my own thing. We're connected. We're homies and shit, doing music together and doing a lot of little behind the scenes shit work, videos and shit like that. And then let's see, about 3 years ago, that's when I signed. About 3 years ago, I signed to Criminal, and then since then, just been dropping music with them.
That's good, man. You know what? I want to ask you a question from 2004, from your first album to your last one. If I had to twist your arm and ask you which one is your favorite, which one would you say?
It's interesting that you just chose, your first and your last, because those are the two.
Really?
My first album, Blue Rain, was probably, like I said, some of the best work that I've done, because it was my first album. Quality-wise, it was excellent. A dude named Mark Regan mastered it, so it was like top shit at the time. Dominator did all the recording and editing and shit, so everything was nice. I don't think I put out anything quality-wise better than that since then.
Right.
This last album that I put out, El Nino Loco, on Crime Family Entertainment, that's my third album on there. That one right there, that one got some bangers on it, though. Dominator did a lot of the production on that.
Okay.
So when Dominator is doing a lot of my production, he knows where I'm at. He knows what I need. He knows what kind of song will benefit me or not. So when I let him take charge, then that's when we create some good shit,
Yeah.
That's what I did with the first one. The very first one, I had no kind of direction, or I didn't even know what I was doing. Dominator was producing and he was doing his shit, and he produced that whole album. And I think he only didn't produce like one track on there. But everything else was produced by him, So just kind of let him do his thing, and we got some gold out of it, So
Now, on your first album, what was the name of it again?
Blue Rain.
Blue Rain.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I'm just saying that in case, is that available?
Yeah.
Okay.
All my music is available. Everything is online right now. I haven't been doing no physical copies right now. Everything is all digital.
Okay.
So, yeah,
Okay, Blue Rain, and then the
Blue
last
Rain.
one is called
El Nino Loco.
El Nino Loco. So look those up. Those are his favorites.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Google me, Crazy Boy, Blue Rain Music, Crime Family Entertainment. You'll find all my music. It'll pop up.
So now back to the first one. Let's narrow it down. Your favorite song, if you had to choose one.
Favorite song off of the first album? Shit. There's this track that I did called CALI Got Play. It was a Ludacris remake. Flip. The beat. That I Got Hoes. Fucking.
Yeah.
In different area. That fucking area codes track. That shit. Dominator flipped that beat. Him and a dude named Daryl Dawes, and they flipped that beat and made a whole new beat out of it. It was just kind of based off of that sound, that vibe.
Right.
That was probably, I think, my favorite one on that first album.
Okay. Now your last album.
The last one, shit. Me and Cujo did a dope ass track together on my last album. That one has a lot of meaning to it. So that one is like right in there with my favorites. It's a real track, we're talking about some real shit in there, real life shit. Blessings, that's on El Nino Loco. Me and the homie Cujo the Savage. Shout out to the homie Cujo, what up? That track right there, it's probably one of the ones that I would say is one of my favorite on this album. But my all-time that I can just cruise and bump to if I was just viewing myself as a fan is One Day. I have a track on there called One Day. That's what my homegirl Shanice from my hood, from my area, from Oceano. And that track right there, that was my shit.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
I get a lot of love for that track. I get people like telling me they go to the doctor bumping that shit, and I'm like, shit, trip out, you know what I mean?
That's dope, man. Okay, now here's another question for you. I know you said that you're working on something right now. Can the fans expect something soon, late 2020, mid 21? Late 2021?
Yeah, no. I'm actually dropping another album. We'll be dropping it real soon here. Within the next few weeks, actually. It's 14th right now, Valentine's Day. We'll probably be dropping it within the next few weeks. I'm looking to get into March here. Got to wrap up a few more things with the album, and then I'll be dropping it.
So you can't give us any hints who's on it? You don't have to.
I got a couple on this one. I reached out and I went and I did some different shit. I didn't get my normal forte of rappers that I would normally get. So I got some different voices on this one. I reached out to a few people from different countries and shit.
Okay.
Got the homie Mogul from Mexico. He's pretty popping over there doing his own thing. Shout out to the homie Mogul. Got some dudes from Serbia. Dreamer in the Cut. Homie does some excellent production. That boy's been working with me, him and the homie Paco. So those are my my kind of off names that I've reached out to.
Okay.
And then I got some shit in the works with Cujo, Dominator. Me and Criminal got some new shit on the album. He's on my last one as well. Few other people that I'm still waiting to hear back from.
Okay.
And then but there's a couple of surprises that I'll leave for. Just go check out the album. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's called Cali Coast 2: The Pandemic.
So possibly March.
Yeah, I want to say early March.
Okay.
Yeah, early March. We were shooting for late February, but early March.
Okay. Now, from 2004 till now, just throw out some of the names of artists that are pretty well known that maybe you've worked with.
I mean, I've got tracks with Spanky Loco. I got a track with him and Dominator. We didn't actually work together in the studio or anything like that. That was through some other dude that was a hookup. Shadow Criminal. It's the first time Shadow and Criminal ever been on a track together, and Dominator. So it's me, Dominator, Shadow, Criminal. Cujo. There's a lot of people, bro. I can't even.
What about females? You ever recorded a lot of females?
Not a lot, but Magic Girl will be the homegirl that I've done probably one of my biggest tracks with.
Really?
So shout out to the homegirl Magic Girl. That's one of my top tracks right there. So with Magic Girl, we got a track. We did about 4 years ago, about 5 years ago.
What's the name of that song so they can look it up?
It's called Cali Party.
Okay.
Yeah, about 4 or 5 years ago we did that track, and we did a little video to it too. So it's on YouTube and shit. Go check it out, Cali Party, and that's one of my biggest ones right there. And it was with a female. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a.
Are you looking into possibly recording any more with any females?
Yeah, I got some stuff that I'm working on right now, reaching out to a few more people, a few more artists, and some of them are female.
Okay.
And so
okay.
yeah.
We got a couple of more minutes, but just one important question that I want to ask you.
Yes, sir.
And I believe that something positive can come out of this, especially for the next generation. Let's just say there's a youngster listening, and he heard you talk about how you shared how at one point in your life you were involved with some drugs, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you were in and out of jail.
Yeah.
Is there anything in your life, and maybe you may want to share that if you could take it back or do it over again, what would that be?
That probably, I almost died recently from stage 4 neck cancer. I had a big ass tumor, had 2 tumors, here in the throat, the neck. Went through radiation and chemotherapy. Freaking lost about 100 pounds, you know what I mean? If you would have seen me a little while ago, you go back and look at some of the videos, Back to the Hood video with me and Dominator. I'm a big boy in that video. I had cancer in that video and I didn't know it. And prior to that, was my little run on this drugs and shit, again. And I don't know if that's what caused the cancer. I was a cigarette smoker at the time too. I drank alcohol, all that shit back then. We never were able to narrow it down, but I kind of think it was from doing the drugs. So I think it was from the drugs, you know what I mean? And that, to be put in that situation, to be faced with death, right next to death, that ain't no joke, you know what I mean? And that's spinning through my head, shit, did I fuck up and do too much drugs back then, you know what I mean? But bottom line, that ain't the way you want to not do anything, you know what I mean? Is to get hit with cancer, to stop drinking or to stop smoking or anything like that. I already stopped doing drugs prior to that, but I stopped smoking cigarettes, I stopped drinking alcohol, all that right after the cancer, you know what I mean? And that's not how you want to stop something. If you have the choice right now, if you're a youngster and you're listening, you're interested in music or whatever you're interested in, like, just stay in your own fucking lane. Don't prove shit to nobody else. You ain't gotta be anything other than you. Just do you and stay in your own lane and shit will fall into place. You know what I mean? Don't go do a fucking line or drink a beer because your homie wants you to or whatever. You know what I mean? Just to make it fucking look cool. Do your own shit. Do something positive and put positive energy into the world. That's what you're gonna get back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't put the negative shit out there because that's all you'll get back.
Yeah. You know, I guess the question that I really wanted to ask in a sense, and just came to me as you were speaking, was if there was something that you can do all over again, what would that be?
Something I could do all over again.
I know earlier you said, because one thing that I always encourage a lot of people, especially this younger generation, learn the business.
Yes, that's a big thing. If there's one thing I could do all over again, it would be to actually pursue it at an earlier age. To know that part of it, to know the business part of it. Because if you know the business aspect of it at a younger age and you're getting into it, then you know, you can kind of stand your own ground.
Yeah.
But when you don't, people will fuck you over, you know what I mean? And they'll
Yeah.
take your money. They'll take your money for sure. I've had it done to me, so you know what I mean? So that's, yeah.
Awesome.
Learn the business.
Yeah, yeah. Well, first of all, I want to tell you thank you very much for coming.
Hell yeah, thank you for having me.
You know, this man drove 3 hours to sit right across from me, and now he's got to drive back 3 hours.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very
I thought I
much,
was
man.
crashing out. You said I could.
Yes, sir. Right there. You can sit down. You could R2D2 couch, homie.
Bring me the blanket.
Hell yeah.
Nah, hell yeah. Thank you for having me, bro. I super appreciate it, man. And yeah.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, no
Thank
doubt.
you, man. You
Thank you.
drive home carefully. See, I've got to drive back home right now.
Hell
And
yeah.
some of you guys that cancel on me, they live 20 minutes away. Shame on you.
Pull up next time.
Exactly, homie. Anyways, Young Hype is in the motherfucking building.
Shout out to the homie Young Hype.
Yes, so we're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break. So go ahead and warm up your top ramen. Get yourself a Modelo. Come right back. I hope your Valentine is there. And tell her to throw on a G-string, twerk a little bit for 10 minutes, because we'll be right back with Young Hype. Thank you once again, my boy Crazy Boy, for coming down from Oceano. Oceano, stand up.
Yes,
much love,
sir.
much respect to you guys. 10 minutes, don't fuck around.
Hell yeah.
Yo, call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.
Tony A, chillin' at the Roadium with my homeboy Steve. Be on the lookout for our new 12-inch, the shit is dope. Yo, I like to say what's up to my homeboy Dre, my homeboy Prince of Jazz, and the girls with the big ol' ass. So Trip, I'm about to bust one more time to let y'all niggas know just what's on my mind.
In the morning, police at my door. Fresh Adidas squeak across my bathroom floor. Out my back window, I make my escape. Didn't even get a chance to grab my old school tape.
Roadium mixtape to me was something that was made just for the Roadium. You wouldn't hear it anywhere else. And they would do raps on those tapes that were nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? And they were truly the first mixtapes that we ever heard, you know? And they would shout the Roadium out, and you could kind of tell it was like someone's garage, maybe. The little echo, you know what I mean? It wasn't completely perfect and polished yet, but that was the beauty of it, that it was so raw that we could feel that shit. And I would just play them shits and draw. That was my inspiration, my motivation to draw. So I always had to have some type of music, you know? If it wasn't the Dynamic Superiors or the Temprees or some funk playing, it was, you know, second to none. It was quick. It was the Penthouse Players, you know, High C. And Tony G was at that time was like a god too. You know what I'm saying? He was out there DJing Latin freestyle parties, and all the girls had their hairspray like a lion and shit, and hickeys on their neck, and man, pushing strollers, and we'd be like, ooh, look at, you know, these parties at La Casa and shit, you know what I'm saying, in downtown, and mini trucks, and beds were folded in the air like transformers and shit in the boulevard, coming up, changing and flipping, and subwoofers beating before the person even hit the corner. You get goosebumps, like, damn, and Elko would bend the corner on Dayton's, and you were like, ooh, that fool's strapped right there. That fool gotta be strapped. Motherfucker had candy ribbons, little Willie ribbons from Compton on the side of his shit. Jerry curl dripping all over his shit. Bent over to the side, bumping that fucking Roadium shit. And he had a tape that only came from right there. And if you didn't know about that place or you didn't live in that area, you didn't have that shit. So that's kind of one up that the Harbor area had on a lot of other people. Compton was next door, but that Harbor area was ended in Gardena. You know what I'm saying? So, man, those were great times, man.
A Roadium mixtape is like a kilo of cocaine. It's like a kilo of amigo powder. You get that shit, you cut that motherfucker open, and you put it in your motherfucking CD player, and you start listening, and you be like, that's dope, shit, this is dope. How you do that? But really, a Roadium mixtape, bro, if you haven't experienced it and you was in hip hop back then, I don't know what the hell you was doing. You done fucked up. A Roadium mixtape is like, it's a kilo of cocaine. Music wise, I'm saying, motherfucker.
Man, that's a little tough, but I'll tell you what, it was the best thing ever for me, man. It was just kind of like something you never heard about. And especially West Coast was not getting that shine at the time, you know? So you would go to this place and they would make a custom tape, like, you know? And not knowing what it was just the sound that came out of those tapes that, if I'm correct, you'd have to, like, I would be feeling for those things if it was monthly, if not sometimes bi-monthly, but a tape, it was just a mixture of the latest songs all mixed together. But the intro had like this crazy mix that I at the time I believed that it was like 4 turntables at the same time, but I was like, how the hell are they doing this? Like, was it Superman behind the turntables or something like that? But a mixtape was a real mixtape. It was actually a cassette too, you know, just for the record.
Justin 1 2 1 2. Right about now, Eazy-E and Dr. Dre's in the motherfucking house.
Times are getting crazy. It's really hard to choose it. The Roadium's a spot to get funky, fresh music. Easy motherfucking E and my homeboy Dr. Dre. MC Ren is in effect, and you know we don't play. The Roadium is hitting, but you know you can't leave until you get a deaf-ass tape from Steve. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape.
Yeah, man, I came all the way down to the Roadium swap meet, man, to pick up one of them NWA tapes, man. And I talked to homeboy Steve down there, man, and he said I'm fresh out of tapes, man. How the fuck you fresh out of tapes, man? He said cause they selling like hotcakes and shit, man.
Got my man going down. Hey, mom, what's for dinner?
Man, like the NWA and Eazy-E music hit the Roadium swap meet mixtapes first. Like when we dropped our records, man, it was like, it was cool putting your records out, but even though people knew who Dre was and I was and Cube and Yella before, they didn't really know who Easy was. But not until, you know, Boys in the Hood and some of that, you know, Fat Girl and LA is the place, that stuff hit the mixtapes, man. That's what kind of put it out there for people to know, like, what is this Eazy-E? What is this NWA thing? So I think it was like a big, big push.
The Roadium Swap Meet mixtapes had a huge impact on hip-hop and the hip-hop culture because it was different. And, you know, wasn't nobody doing it like that. You know, you had New York, they was doing mixtapes, but, you know, you had NWA who was saying whatever the fuck they wanted to say. Motherfuckers wasn't doing that shit, speaking how they wanted to speak, you know, and what that did was open up a lane for what they call gangster rap today and the hip-hop culture. And it really opened up lanes for you know, pretty much for the West Coast gangster shit to get out. And nobody else was doing that, and it was just different. And people were scared to say what they wanted to say. And you know, that buzz came from Steve at the Roadium Swap Meet, you know, working with Dre and Easy and created a whole plethora of good music and it created a lot of lanes and opened up a lot of lanes for artists like myself to be able to come out. You know, I'm part of the tree. I'm a branch on the tree that Dre and Easy started. You know, and then on my branch you got Snoop, the Dog Pound, 50 Cent, Eminem, and all of those guys. You know, that's all on my branch, the Chronic. And that's what it created, man.
Welcome back, everybody, to Roadium Radio, episode 135. And before I introduce my special guest, once again, I want to give a special shout out to Fashion Town, my boy Jen, for hooking me up with this dope sweater, this dope Wilmington hat. He always blesses me. You gotta go and bless him. Visit his store, Fashion Town, in the city of Carson. He shows me much love all the damn time. You walk in the store, he's got everything from Dickies to Ben Davis to all the latest shirts out there, and he plays hip hop. I love going out. I'm actually in the store at least twice a week. He's always blessing me. And you know what? I just don't go in there just for him to bless me, but I actually bless him as well because I'll also be buying shit too. So, but other than that, you guys want to buy something, go to DOCUMIXERY.com, buy me out. You guys want to buy an ad to promote your record, to promote your business, your restaurant, your OnlyFans page, go to DOCUMIXERY.com. You guys like hard copies, you guys like CDs, go buy my first album, the mixtapes. It's all there, whether it's a hard copy or download. So other than that, without further ado, please allow me to introduce my guest from the east side of Long Beach, LBC stand-up, Young Hype.
Yo.
How you doing, brother?
Just chilling, man. What's good?
I'm good, brother. You know what? Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
You're from Long Beach, huh?
Yes.
Hey, dude, let me tell you something, man. I know you didn't go to Long Beach Poly because you said you went to.
I'm Dominican High School.
Okay, Long Beach Poly like developed some of the like biggest football players.
Football, basketball.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so that's what that school is actually known for.
Yeah.
And right across the street from Long Beach Poly at one point was
the world famous
VIP Records.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have two mutual friends, Calvin Anderson,
right,
and Blanca from Bobby D Presents. Mm-hmm. So, yes, you know what? And Blanca's always telling me, you need to interview my artist. You need to interview my artist. Well, one day, you know what? I'm just going to interview Blanca just by herself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Though.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm glad you're here. I'm glad
invite.
We're going to be promoting your record. I know we have this new record that's been out now.
We just dropped that on the 5th.
Okay. Yeah, just dropped that on the 5th.
Featuring Baby Girl aquí in Cali.
Okay. And we're going to go ahead and share a little bit more about that towards the end of the show.
Yes, sir.
But if you guys were wondering why it was glaring, it's because it's a little promo poster right there. So how is your weekend going, man? Did you do anything with your Valentine today? Or?
Oh, man. I had to work today, so.
Oh, there you go. That was your Valentine.
That was my Valentine. My tow truck was my Valentine.
Oh, no shit. Okay. So, wow, you had to work today.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, you know what? I'm so thankful.
Right.
I'm blessed, bro, that I don't have to work. this is my work, that I get to sit in front of guys like you and promote you guys, shine light on you guys, and you know what, so that you guys can take this to another level.
Yeah, we appreciate that, man. Believe that.
Awesome,
but without you guys, there's no.
Dude, let me tell you something. When I first saw you, I believe it was on a Facebook post, and I believe it was a video where you were on top of the
VIP.
Yeah. You know, for those of you that may not know, because we have a lot of people that tune in that are not from Cali, so I have to make it clear that record store VIP is where Snoop,
yeah.
You know, filmed this.
Warren G.
Yes, filmed their video on What's My Name.
What's My Name? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when Calvin said. That's when it became the world famous VIP records, because that was known all over the world.
That's the spot where Snoop recorded his demo that got him signed with that got him heard by Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
To this day, Mr. Calvin just played when my homies from France that came down to visit, he played us the demo, and it's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. That's where it all started. And Calvin Anderson is a big reason for that, you know. And I interviewed Calvin here. I don't remember exactly what episode it was, but Calvin was here, and a lot of people really enjoyed Calvin's interview, and I did too, because I've been knowing Calvin since 1987.
Oh wow!
And I was sharing with you how the first record that I ever did was with Calvin, produced by Jinx, rapper Dazzy D, and so I have a little bit of VIP history as well.
Yes, sir.
You know, but other than that, man. Your week has been going good, man?
Yeah, but week's been great, man. Chilling with my son, you know, so it's a big blessing. Being alive,
yeah,
you know.
Exactly, man.
Living life right now.
You know what? Let me ask you this, because I like to ask people a little bit about themselves, because I like people to get to know the person before the artist.
Right.
Okay? Whenever you have an opportunity to watch TV, whether it be Netflix or Showtime, HBO, whatever, what do you like to watch on TV, man? What are some of your favorite shows?
Growing up was always like the Simpsons.
Okay.
You know, the Simpsons, Married with Children, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Okay.
Now nowadays I tune into Netflix. I like watching Narcos, the Kevin Hart specials, Gabriel Iglesias.
Okay, you like a lot of comedy.
Yeah, a lot of comedy stuff.
Okay. Now, if I had to ask you who's one of your favorite comedians, who would you say?
Of all time?
Yeah, maybe of all time. Maybe a top three, if maybe.
Top three would probably be Eddie Griffin, Gabriel Iglesias, and George Lopez.
George Lopez.
Yeah.
Okay. What about top comedy movies of all time?
Movies?
Give us three.
I would say Police Academy. I don't know if you're familiar.
Hell yeah, I know Police Academy.
Police Academy.
Yeah. The Blue Oyster.
Yeah, the Blue Oyster.
Look up the Blue Oyster.
Right? The Blue I was about to say the Blue Oyster. That one, the Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls.
Oh, hell yeah.
And another one would be probably The Mask.
The Mask.
The Mask and National Security. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, of course.
Martin Lawrence. Yeah.
Okay, the Martin Lawrence one was good. Okay, let's go back really quick to Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. My favorite part of that movie, because I'm a goofy ass dude and I like a lot of like goofy shit.
Right.
Remember when he was meditating? He goes, "Oh, righty then." Yeah. That shit was fucking hilarious, bro.
One of my favorite parts when they were like Chicago, you know.
Chicago.
Yeah.
That shit was hilarious. Or now let's go to the one you just said.
National Security?
No, the one right before that one.
Oh, Police Academy?
Police Academy, okay.
Yeah.
No. It was the other one. You said Police Academy first.
The Mask.
When Nature Calls, The Mask. Okay. Now, did you see at all Aladdin when Will Smith played Aladdin?
Yeah, that was another funny one, yeah.
Okay. You know who I think could have played a better Aladdin than Will Smith? Now, I think Will Smith did a great job. I don't take nothing away from him, because trying to top Robin Williams, it's some big shoes.
Tough. Yeah, it's tough.
Okay. But you know who I think could have played a great genie? What the hell's his name? Ace Ventura.
Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, bro. Jim Carrey. Because remember how he played him in The Mask?
Oh, yeah.
He could have played the genie too, bro. That shit would have been good.
That's true.
You know. But Will Smith did a great job. I can't take nothing away from him. Everybody already knows what my favorite comedy movie is, Coming to America. I just hope that part 2 can live up to
it, right?
Part 1. I ever seen the commercial. I thought it looked kind of booty, but I'm still gonna watch it. You know, I'm still gonna watch it. I hope, hopefully, it's good. Other than that, you know what I like to watch a lot? I forgot what they're called. Something Files with murder mysteries.
Forensic Files.
Forensic Files.
Yeah, that's one of my shows too. Yeah,
I love shit like that. And then the guy who narrates, you know, and his brother walked in, and I'm like, damn, he's guilty.
Later that night.
Yeah, later that night, you know, they found his wife with both her legs behind her neck. You know, like I'm like, yeah, dude.
It's crazy stuff though, but it's interesting. Yeah.
Like throughout the week, whenever I have an opportunity, I'll just put it on there, and they'll show like 20 of them, and I'll just sit there and I'll watch. He's fucking guilty. He did it.
Yeah.
You know, those are great shows. But you know, I think sometimes those shows give away a little bit too much.
Too much, right?
Because I think they tell you how not to act when you get interrogated by police.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're equipping you, you know? But
or what to clean up.
What to clean up. You know, like there was one time where this one guy said he used latex gloves.
Yeah.
And he still got fingerprints. Like his fingerprint went through the latex glove.
Latex gloves, yeah.
And then the guy narrating it was pretty much saying, you know, you should have used 2 latex gloves. And I'm like, motherfucker, you just told me. You know?
How to get away from that, yeah.
You know, like he should have used 2 latex gloves, because through one, you could still get the fingerprint. And I'm like, okay, now next time I know how to use 2.
Right, next time it's going to be like, instead of using Chloride, you should use Lysol.
Exactly. But you know what? I like watching all those shows. I like autopsies too.
Yeah.
You know, when they find out how a dude died.
Oh, I haven't.
Oh no, check it out, man.
Yeah.
Autopsies are actually pretty good. You know what? This one where they talk about Jim Morrison, Marilyn Monroe, James Brown. They talk about all these, how they actually died, when they died, how they died, and what they ate last, and because the food in their stomach wasn't fully like digested.
Yeah.
Happened about this time. Like it's crazy how they find out.
And it's crazy how they know all that shit, right?
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly.
Like he didn't chew the apple right. If he would have chewed the apple one more time, he would have been cool.
Yeah, he would have been cool. You know, it's funny. I saw one real quick before we get into your the meat of your interview. I saw one where this one girl, she had a fry in her stomach. They found her dead on the road. Nobody knew what did it. But when they did an autopsy, they found a special fry. And that's all they had was evidence that she had on her stomach was a little tiny fry that she didn't chew it. She just almost like swallowed it. Everything else was chewed. Well, one of the guys that was working at the coroner's office says, I know where they sell those fries. And he goes, what do you mean? He goes, they cut them a different type of way at this one place. Okay. To give you a long story short, the police went there and said, do you recognize this girl? He goes, yeah, she was just here not too long ago. Oh, yeah? He goes, matter of fact, she was sitting with that guy right there. And come to find out, that guy's the guy that killed her.
Dang, that's crazy.
That dude was there chilling, right there eating. You know, the murder mystery was solved because of a fry.
A fry. Damn, what's next? A Big Mac?
Exactly, bro.
That's crazy. That kind of reminded me of that one TV show they used to have, 1,000 Ways to Die. Remember?
Yeah. Now let me ask you this: your whole life you grew up in Long Beach?
Yeah.
Elementary
through high school, yeah.
Through high school. Now you're a big boy. You had a place in sports.
Yeah, well, I wasn't always this big.
What happened, man?
Yeah,
what happened?
Man,
Tell us a secret.
Yeah, well, I was always into soccer growing up, soccer and basketball, and I played for high school, and then when I got to college, I played soccer at Cypress College, and I hurt myself, and that's why I kind of just gave up.
I told you somebody's phone always goes off. I told you.
Yeah, just gave up on it, you know.
Really? So were you really good at soccer?
Yeah, I was pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah, I was better at basketball though. But
for reals? Yeah. Were you able to slam?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
6'3" Mexican.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We come in all different shapes and sizes, brother. That'll work, man. So you know what? Now let me ask you this. Growing up in a Mexican home, brother, what type of music would you say your mother and your father played as a kid? You growing up.
La Chona, Los Bukis, Vicente Fernandez, you know, my mom getting her little moods, and she would be like doing them chores with that Chente stuff.
Right.
Los Bondadosos, Los Temerarios, La Mafia, all that stuff, man.
No shit.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? You know what's crazy, bro? since you brought up Vicente Fernandez, I wasn't going to bring it up, but did you see what was going around lately about him?
Yeah. I mean,
okay, dude, was that his niece or was that just some other girl?
They're saying it was just some other girl.
So he was hugging her.
He's done it before, yeah.
He was hugging her. He does this, and then he goes a little, and he does like that. Okay. I saw an interview recently where they asked him about it, you know, and he was like, "No, hombre, no la agarré, no le hice así, nomás le hice así, no, hombre." Like he was trying to deny it, bro, but you could see it.
You could try to tell. I mean, at that age, you've dealt with a lot of women, so you know when you're grabbing her love handle, so as opposed to grabbing
her teta.
La teta, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean,
he knew. Okay. Do you believe that he knew what he was doing?
I like to think so, man. He's
a man.
Yeah, he's a man.
I mean, he's an older man, and I think that's what made it look even worse.
Yeah, and the fact that he's who he is, you know.
Right, and it didn't look like homegirl complained.
Nope.
Now, if 10 years from now she comes out and says that she hasn't been able to get any sleep because of that one day, you know what I'm saying? No, if you're gonna complain, complain now.
Complain right there and then. You can just like, you know what I mean?
Exactly. Don't come out 10 years when you want your bills paid.
When you want your bills paid, exactly. When you don't want to go, when you don't want to work no more. When you realize you have to work for your stuff.
Dude, but you should have seen him try to deny. No, hombre, no la agarré así. Me moví la mano así, pero no la agarré. Like, I was like, okay, bro, we all saw you. You grabbed the titty.
Shit, right?
Yeah, homie, you got the teta.
Right.
But Vicente Fernandez. Now, you know what? At growing up, you played any instruments at all, man?
You know what? Nah, the only instrument that I got to play was in elementary. You know how everybody has that recording flute or the recorder, whatever you call it.
Right.
Yeah, but I was always interested in drums, but I never really got a chance to put time and effort to it.
Oh, okay.
But if I was to play an instrument, I think I would go try to learn that.
Drums?
The drums, yeah.
If I had the patience, I would like to still learn how to play piano. I know how to play piano enough to play certain notes where my musician hears it and it's like, okay, I know what you want. You know, because I'm not a natural at that, but I know how to play at least good enough to play what I want to hear.
Right.
I would like to take more time doing that. But other than that, man, at what age would you say, especially growing up in Long Beach, bro, at what age would you say you were introduced to rap music, bro? Like, and what were some of the earliest memories of the artists that you've heard?
The earliest, I think, was, well, obviously Snoop. Right. You know, Snoop Dogg, Mac 10, Backyard Boogie.
How old were you when those Snoop albums dropped, man?
I was in second grade when Snoop dropped all that stuff.
Second grade?
Yeah, on the rides, yeah.
Wow.
Mac 10, Tupac, obviously, but...
Now, back then, obviously, that's all the G-Funk era, the West Coast shit. Did you ever fuck with any East Coast artists?
East Coast, to be honest, the only person that I knew from the East Coast at the time was Biggie.
Yeah.
How
did you like Biggie?
Biggie was cool, but you know, like the whole East versus West, kind of threw me off of him. But as I got older and you know appreciated hip hop, you know he's dope. You know?
See, and even before the East versus West thing got popular, there was already a East versus West, and I'll tell you how and why. Because East Coast would not play our music. They would never play our music. Out here, we played South, you know, down South music. We played East Coast music. Parvo 106, 92.3 The Beat. We played everybody.
But they wouldn't.
Over there, it was just all East Coast. Now, there was a magazine called The Source Magazine.
The Source Magazine,
okay. I interviewed a guy here named Soren Baker that used to work for the magazine. And it got to the point where there were so many East Coast artists, West Coast artists out here that were outselling the East Coast artists out there. Like, we're not talking about by a close race. We're talking about by like this much. Yeah. And they were still putting East Coast artists on the covers of The Source. Instead of posting like, let's just say Mac 10.
Right.
And he was selling more, and hypothetically, than Tribe Called Quest.
Right.
They would put Tribe Called Quest, you know, on the cover. So one day he asked, and he shared that here on the interview, is this a hip-hop magazine or is this a East Coast magazine? Of course, they didn't give him an answer, but he knew that this was a biased, you know, magazine. All they wanted to promote was mostly
East Coast.
East Coast, you know. And he said that magazine would actually make those artists who were being outsold by West Coast artists, that magazine will make it look like they were nose to nose in sales, and it was never true.
Or that hip hop Mecca was
well,
easy. Well, it started over there, but like, you know.
But they were just trying to make it seem like, you know, I guess East Coast was up there with us as far as sales is concerned. I mean, because during that time, I mean, look at Death Row, had the most talented acts in the world, the most popular or the most richest hip hop rap independent label in the world. The biggest possibly producer in the world was Dre.
Dr. Dre, yeah.
You know, and over here you had Puffy and you had Mace and, you know, Biggie, cool. Biggie. But when it came to sales, you couldn't compare. You couldn't compare. But so now, let me ask you this: if you can, give me your top 5 West Coast classic albums, or groups or rappers. Top 5.
Top 5. In any,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be in order.
Okay. Too Short. I grew up listening to Too Short. I was introduced to him at an early age. Mac 10, Snoop, Warren, and Pac.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite Pac album?
All Eyes on Me.
Favorite Pac song?
Ambition of a Writer.
Okay. What about the first Chronic album or the second Chronic album, which is the 2001? Which one would you favor?
Probably the 2001. Just not knocking. The only reason for that being is because it was more of my era.
Right. Okay.
You know?
Okay. And at what age would you say you decided to start writing that I want to try this rap shit?
I always wrote poetry, you know. So I used to like writing poetry and stuff like that. But I would say when I gave up on sports was when I started turning to music.
And what inspired that, you think?
My boy Ed Codine, rest in peace.
Okay, yeah. and how did that come about? Did he say you should try? Did he hear you? Did he rap himself?
He was heavily connected with Warren and that scenery because he was from Insane Crip.
Okay.
So you know, he was around them, Chuck Taylor and all them guys.
Mm-hmm.
So he took me to the studio with them one time, and I kind of liked what they were doing. So he was like, "Yeah, bro, it's just like poetry, you know. You just gotta put it into this." Started showing me the song structure and stuff like that. The first studio I went to, they weren't recording on computer. They were still recording on the
2-inch tape.
On the 2-inch tape. Yeah, on the floppy disk too, you know.
Okay.
And stuff like that. But the booth was there. They had like 8 carton on the inside the booth, that soundproof and stuff like that.
They had what?
Eight cartons.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a pretty cool experience. The studio was in Compton, and they were recording their mixtape.
Who was recording?
It was Chuck Taylor and my boy Eddie Cole.
Okay. And about how old were you at this time?
This time I'm around, probably the first time I went over there, I was like probably like 16.
Okay. And 16, you were just still writing poetry at the time?
Yeah, I was just doing my thing.
Okay. Share with us your first experience when you actually went into the studio and stepped into the booth.
It was probably like in 2004.
Okay.
2004, and I was nervous as shit.
Okay, and where was this at? What beat was it? Who were you with?
I was with the rap crew that I was with.
Okay.
That I had joined. It was at our producer's house. He goes by the name of B-Face. Mm-hmm. Shout out to him, you know. We went in there. We did. At the time, I was still like kind of new to it, so I wasn't really like on it. But I remember hearing my voice, and I was like, oh shit, you know. Like it felt weird, but I liked it, you know.
You liked
it.
And
then I just from there on in, I just started working on my craft and started working on my sound and what I wanted to write about and stuff like that, you know.
Okay, and when that beat, was it an original beat?
It was an original beat, yeah.
Okay.
Original beat that he produced for me.
Okay.
And the song was called the first song I did was called I think it was called, I don't know if it was Take Our Souls or That Help Me God, or one of those was going to be the title of it. Yeah.
Okay, that'll work, man. Now, you do that one song. Mm-hmm. When do you release something?
I don't release anything till 2008.
Okay, and why is that? Because you said 2004. 2008.
The reason because we were working on a mixtape for the dude that was like that had put the label together,
right?
The record label together. So we're focused on that. Fast forward to 2008. You know how groups. It just didn't work out.
Right.
It didn't work out. I was bummed out at first, but like my mom always told me, everything happens for a reason. You know what I mean? So 2000 we released something in 2005, and we were still in the shadows. Everybody was still promoting this and that. 2008 came, the group split. I released my first song called "Stand Up."
Okay.
During the MySpace era.
Okay, so that was your
my
single.
Song. My first. You call it a single for my mixtape.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
For my mixtape.
And how many songs were on your mixtape?
That mixtape had 13 songs.
13. What was the response that you got, being that it was your first solo project, if I'm correct? Okay, what was the response?
It was crazy. I was getting a lot of love from everywhere, from London, from all over US, from the East Coast, from Texas, everywhere. I was getting love from everywhere, and it was just crazy because my sister had told me that song was gonna put you on the map. I was like, it's like a little joint. I was just like recording it in my room. You know what I mean? Right. So, I mean, it did take off. That song, that song was like the most. When remember the ringtone era? Right. It was the most downloaded song I had at that time.
And what was the name of the song again?
Stand Up.
Stand Up. Okay. Yeah. Wow. And there was no visuals at that time.
No visuals. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Wow. And is that song still available today where people can hear it?
No, it's not. I mean, I could put it up, but it's something I just took down a while ago.
Because you've matured and grown from that.
Yeah, well, that and because the mixing wasn't all that great. Okay. So I was like, I don't want people to, So if I was able to remaster and stuff like that, remaster and mix it, then it'll probably be still out. But
okay. On those mixtapes, did you have any features on them?
I had my boy Eddie Codine. I had my boy Christ Apostle. He was from the Wu-Tang Killer Bees.
Okay.
And yeah, that was it.
That'll work.
That was one or two features. My boy Eddie Codine, who taught me how to pretty much rap, put it together. He was pretty dope. He was close. He had a song with Warren and Nate at one point.
Now, when you say Warren, you say Warren G.
Warren G.
Okay, yeah. I say that in case the people people ain't catching on.
Yeah, he was pretty known by them.
Okay, check this out. Go ahead and hold that thought right there. When we come back, we're gonna continue.
Yes, sir.
Because what I want to do, you said something interesting. He's the one that taught me how to rap. I want to know what you mean by that.
Okay.
Okay. So and we're gonna talk about this song.
The Aquí en Cali.
Yes, porque aquí estamos en Cali. So once again, everybody, make sure you call somebody, text somebody. You know the rest. 10 minutes, and we'll be back. Call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch. call somebody, text somebody, slap the shit out of somebody. Let them know that Roadium Radio is live up in this biatch.
Tony A, chillin' at the Roadium with my homeboy Steve. Be on the lookout for our new 12-inch, the shit is dope. Yo, I like to say what's up to my homeboy Dre, my homeboy Prince of Jazz, and the girls with the big ol' ass. So Trip, I'm about to bust one more time to let y'all niggas know just what's on my mind.
In the morning, police at my door. Fresh Adidas squeak across my bathroom floor. Out my back window, I make my escape. Didn't even get a chance to grab my old school tape. Mad with no music, but happy cause free. And the street to a player is the place to be. Got a knot in my pocket weighing at least a gram.
Y'all heard, take it from the top.
Get that shit, new chop. Put a power move on.
If you mess with me.
And we heard about this young kid from the Harbor area named Tony A. And he was a DJ, Holmes, and he was going in with the big stars, you know what I'm saying? And he was like one of us going in and infiltrating inside of all these MCs, you know what I'm saying?
A Roadium mixtape is just mixed of different types of music, no matter what genre it is. And like I said, it's like making your own musical movie.
When La Raza came out, man, even the amount of sales of the single of La Raza that got moved out of the Roadium was crazy, bro. And that song just got played and was played in all the stands over there. And I was blessed to go back one time even to see it, and I want to say in 91 or 92.
Although they were not black, they were Oriental, Asian, whatever you want to call them, they were cool. And they embraced everybody, blacks, Latinos, whoever came to the swap meet to want to buy music. They were record people.
Ice Cube getting dumb at the Roadium with the funky drum, and you know my man Steve can get some. With a fool like Tony A when he plays stupid dope shit by WA. You wanna spray? Dumb motherfuckers, no doubt. And sucker DJ, get the fuck out. Tony A.
What did you say your name? What did you say your name?
Tony A.
I have won 1 million battles.
Lights, cameras, action, sound. Give me that mic, I'm about to go down.
Thinking of a master plan.
This story's funny. I met this girl and she had money.
Yo, right about now, Dr. Dre is in effect. COMPTON shit up with my man Steve at the Roadium swap meet. And we here to lay it on the line. To all them sucker niggas out there claiming our tapes and shit, we just got one thing to say.
Never get you born, your ass is mine. Never get you born, your ass is mine. Never get you born, your ass is mine.
Yeah! Now my name's Dr. Dre. Now my name's Dr. Dre. Now my name's Dr. Dre. Went to a party in West LA. Wanna learn a new dance, that's what you say. Well, here's a new dance that can't be matched. So just step to the floor and do the catch. Here it come, here it come, here it kitty come, come. Here it come, here it come, here it kitty come, come.
Just did 1 2 1 2. Right about now, Easy E and Dr. Dre's in the motherfucking house.
Times are getting crazy, it's really hard to choose it. The Roadium's a spot to get funky, fresh music. Easy motherfucking E and my homeboy Dr. Dre. MC Ren is in effect, and you know we don't play. The Roadium is hitting, but you know you can't leave until you get a deaf ass tape from Steve. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape. Oh Steve, oh Steve, oh Steve, just give me just one more tape.
Yeah, man, I came all the way down to the Roadium swap meet, man, to pick up one of the NWA tapes, man. And I talked to homeboy Steve down there, man, and he said I'm fresh out of tapes, man. How the fuck you fresh out of tapes, man? He said cause they selling like hotcakes and shit, man.
Got my man throwing down.
Hey mom, what's for dinner?
Hey, hey, hey. Roadium Radio, episode 135. You know, it's crazy. I rarely ever go through the live chat, and I was reading some of the comments. That shit is hilarious, dude. Keep it going. There was one guy that said something like, Tony A's a buster for letting, busters on the show. And I'm like, you're the buster that's commenting and still watching.
Right.
Like, damn, like, homie, that's the emoji was for you, don't mind. But other than that, once again, we're just going to go ahead and jump butt naked right back into it with Young Hype.
Yes, sir.
It's funny, man. First of all, I thank all my subscribers. I thank everybody that's on the live chat. Those guys are hilarious, bro. Those are the guys that make the show, And then I got my Roadium Radio Warriors on there too, that got my back. But yeah, you got guys on there that I know they have nothing else to do.
Yeah, they're just bored at home, jacking off.
Bored at home, jacking off, finger banking Twinkies,
right?
Eating Takis and Red Bulls. Okay, probably haven't showered in over 3 days.
That part.
Yeah, but somebody said, why you even acknowledge them? I think it's hilarious, So let's keep it pushing. Let's talk about your first album. Who produced it? What year did it come out on?
My first album was called Believe the Hype.
Okay.
Produced entirely by B-Face.
Okay.
By Henry B-Face Raza. That's how he wants to, promote himself. But he produced my whole album. He was a producer for a rap crew. Mm-hmm. And when I went solo, he stuck with me. Okay. And he was the only one that believed in me at that time. Okay. You know what I mean? When everything else was, oh nah, F him, he ain't doing shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's not gonna make it. But at the end of the day, he stuck with me, and we had a great album release party at the Blue Cafe in Long Beach.
Yeah. That's dope.
On a Sunday, we had over 300 people showed up to our album release party, and that felt good, you know.
That's dope, man.
As an independent artist, that felt real good, and you know, like the promoters. That ever since then, word got around, and well, the shows kept coming after that.
How many tracks were on that album?
15.
15. What was your favorite track?
My favorite track was, I have two favorite tracks on that album. One was that Who Gonna Stop Me, and Special Lady.
Okay.
Especially the song there from my mom, rest in peace. I just lost
Rest
her
in peace, yeah.
about a year and a half ago, about almost 2 years.
Okay, sorry to hear that, man. And how long did that? What was the response that you got from that record?
It was crazy. It was something that I didn't expect.
Yeah.
We printed out the physical copies. I remember I walked into the VIP when it was still the VIP right there, right now where 7-Eleven is at, the original VIP. And I told Mr. Calvin, hey, do you mind sending my CD here? And he was like, well, let me listen to it. He started going track per track. He was like, oh, man, you got some stuff. You know?
And this is the owner of VIP Records.
The owner of the VIP Records, yeah, telling me this. And so I leave him 20 CDs. He told me, just leave me 20 right here for now. And I left him 20 CDs, and a week later or so, his son calls me up. He's like, hey, Hype, when you going to come cash out? I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, bro, all your CDs are gone.
Yeah.
I'm like, for real? He's like, yeah, they all went to Japan. So I was like, oh, shit. You know, so he shipped it, the majority of CDs to Japan.
That's awesome, man.
That somebody from Japan bought them out. So I took him more CDs, and it was getting a lot of good feedback from it, you know?
Okay. Now, from the time that album dropped to the second one, what was the gap?
Probably about 4 years, 5 years.
Now, why so long?
Life happened. I lost my boy in 2010.
Okay.
Eddie Codine.
Okay.
He passed away in 2010. I was dealing with just not really focusing on any album at that time. I mean, I was releasing mixtapes like here and there, you know, but it wasn't really like, oh, you know, promote the shit out of it and stuff like that. It was just stuff that I would put on that piv, you know, people would download it and stuff like that. And did a few shows here and there. Was doing shows.
Right.
Still staying afloat, but
right.
But I wasn't really going as hard because I was like, damn, you know, I just lost my boy, and I'm like, I don't know where to go with it. You feel me?
Right. I understand. So you start working on your second album. Who produces that? Same producer?
Same producer, B-Face, and I had some new production on it.
Okay.
I came across this dude. He goes by Jesse Frank.
Okay.
He was running the California Digital Studios in Long Beach, right there next to Glasses Malone Studio.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, nah, bro, you gotta keep going. So he pushed me into going back to work, and we started going to work, and then that second album came out. That City King came out.
What was the name of that album?
City King.
City King. Okay. And how did that do?
That one did good.
Yeah.
It did good, but at the same time, like I felt in the promoting part.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I felt that the promoting came with that. But still, I was going through life BS and dealing with other stuff, people in my ear, and just going through it, you know.
Right.
But I was able to at least finish that and dropped it. But the album was good, but the promotion was horrible.
Okay, now on those first two albums, you have any features, and who were they?
On the first two albums, it was all in-house.
Okay.
Pretty much. My boy Cries About from Wu-Tang, he was on both of them. And Eddie Codine, we did the song. We got hit up. Well, I got hit up by this PR in from San Francisco, she was running this magazine Tab Wire.
Okay.
And she said they were looking for a Madden song. John Madden, you know the game,
Yeah,
2010. Yeah. So me and my boy Eddie Cordin, that was our shit. We used to always be on the Madden, you know.
I'm a big fucking Madden fan, bro.
So we were always on the Madden, and we did the song, but she never put it in. She never submitted it.
Wow.
And it just stuck in her archives. But that song made the album. That was the last song I did with him.
Mm-hmm.
The last song I did with him. That was
okay.
It's called Champion.
From your second album to the third album, what was the time between those two?
From there was another 4 years.
Really?
4 years. Yeah, that's when I met my boy from France, Thruchbach.
Okay.
Big shout outs to him.
How did you meet him?
Through social media. He hit me up on Facebook because we had a mutual friend that passed away.
Okay.
And he reached out to me. He said, "Hey man, I had this beat for him. Maybe you could do a song, you know." And then after that, we just started working together. And my niece passed away in 2015.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And she was young, you know. She was one of my favorite nieces, you know. She used to always like mess around. She used to help me record when nobody was there to help me record. She used to help me record and stuff like that. And when she passed away, I remember sitting on the couch and I was going through it with baby moms, right? So it was like, send me a sign, you know, like that night that she passed away. I had a dream with her, and I woke up. The first thing that came to mind was Rebirth, and that's when I named my third album. I put my son on the cover, and named it Rebirth.
So, and what was the response on that record?
Great. I got a tour off of it.
Tour?
A world tour. My
Really?
first ever tour was overseas. Yeah, off of that album.
Who were you on tour with, or was this just?
I was headlining myself.
Really?
Yeah.
So, okay, now let me ask you: how did you build up such a fan base out there overseas? Was it just because your CDs were being shipped, your overseas connection, which you were telling me?
That part and VIP was behind me at that time already.
And this was 2015?
2015. 2017.
Okay, for those that may not know how far you went, can you name where you went instead of just saying overseas?
I went to France, Spain, Germany, London. I've been to Iceland. I've been Italy. Italy was gonna go down this year again as well, but you know, the whole COVID hit. But
Right.
yeah, Barcelona.
Now,
Madrid.
for that being your third album, right?
Yeah.
Did you trip out that you were headlining your own tour?
Yeah. That was just like, I was like, damn, you know, because I was contemplating, like, I started thinking about quitting and stuff like that at that point with the music. And when I said the Rebirth, you know, it was like the rebirth of me. It was literally the rebirth of me into music. And the respondent got over there because VIP was behind it and because the music was good. Like, I named the tour All or Nothing. You know, I'm like, I'm gonna go over there and it's gonna be all or nothing.
You know what's funny? Okay, I'm gonna share with you a Calvin Anderson story that he shared with me, and I heard him share it with others. He probably shared it with you on how big VIP Records is. Okay, for us, because all I gotta do is take PCH down the street and I run into it. Okay, because we grew up here, maybe it doesn't mean nothing to us as much as it means to people overseas. He said that he had a friend, a black friend, that a businessman went to Africa. Okay, went to Africa on a business trip. Wearing nice suits, you know, every day. He goes, nobody noticed him. Like, nobody cared. This is the guy telling the story. And he said, nobody noticed me. Nobody cared. I was just a regular person in Africa.
So he wore that shirt?
Yes. He said that one day he just figured, let me just wear the VIP shirt. So I wore it, and everybody, VIP, the world famous Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how big VIP and how famous VIP Records is.
When Mr. Calvin told me, you know, go up on the roof, make history, I was like, shit, you ain't got to tell me twice. You feel me? But it was an amazing experience, man. It was like, I was like overwhelming at the time.
Yeah.
You know, because it was just like, shit, you know, like, this is the mecca of hip hop here in Long Beach, West Coast, probably West Coast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, and you know what's funny, man? When I directed my first documentary, and I went to go interview him. We interviewed him obviously in the one around the corner because it wasn't 7-Eleven yet. It was just an abandoned building.
Yeah,
and he goes, "You guys want to get up on top of the roof?" And I said, "Yeah, if you can." We walk around, and he actually holds the ladder. So that I can go up there. That's how much of a good person he is, bro. I truly believe that Calvin Anderson should have been a millionaire by now.
Yeah, that part.
You know, he should have been. But sometimes, having such a good heart, people take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Because people like him are givers.
Givers, exactly.
You know,
and that's the goal with this whole music. When I met Blanca, you know, like I went a different lane from what I'm usually doing with the music, as far as sound and stuff like that. So my goal is to get the man what he deserves.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you represent it well, man. You represent it well.
Appreciate that.
Now, your fourth album, from your third, what was the time difference between your third and your fourth?
It was a year.
Okay, good. So now we're closing the gap.
Yeah, we're closing the gap because my boy Thrushpot gave me we started working together, a whole album, and we call it Direct Flight from Cali to France. And that one did well as well. Got a tour off of it again. And shout out to everybody out there in the overseas, man. They really appreciate the West Coast hip hop out there, man.
Yeah, they do.
They really appreciate it, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And then, well, that happened, and it just that first tour gave me that urgency to work again, gave me a little hunger.
Okay.
You know what I mean? These last past tours, I had like we learned from the mistakes that we made on the first two, and we address them. You know, we just keep going.
Okay.
You know, we get bigger venues now, and it's people are paying to see us. You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
The last tour that I did, you know, I had my first sellout.
Really?
The club, the place was called Latino Beach, and the owner called us and be like, "Hey, you guys coming on radio?" Or what? And he was like, "Yeah, we'll be on the way." Okay, because you guys, there's no more seats. There's no more. Everything got booked. We're like, "Oh shit!"
Right.
So, I mean, one show out of probably like 20 or 30 something shows that I did out there from the years, but that one sellout show, you know,
right,
got me, you know, and then that and the fact that there was a school that took my songs and made them a project for their students.
Really?
Yeah, and I got to perform and talk to them.
Okay. Yeah. Before we talk about your fifth album, Blanca had mentioned something, and I don't know if I heard you correctly, but that you lived in France for 3 years, or you?
No, I've been touring over there for the last 3 summers.
For the last 3 summers?
Yes, I've been touring over there, yeah.
Wow. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. Why do you think that the love you get over there, you possibly don't, or maybe you do get it here?
There's just a lot of hate. There's a lot of envy.
Here?
Yeah. From my own race. When I first signed with Mr. Calvin, he was getting shit for it.
Really?
Yeah. From why him? Why you a black label? You see what I'm saying? Like it's the race card, and the answer he always gave people was like, I could take him anywhere. He's universal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you're Mexican.
Mexican, yeah.
Okay.
And then I got shit for not putting hoods and because I have friends that are from hoods. Put them in the videos and shit like that, or we have better. We're Mexican too. We're better rappers than him. Shit like that. You know what I mean? Like you know how Mexicans are. They don't like to see their own raza succeed.
And I'm glad you're sharing that, because I think, in my opinion, and I say this is my opinion, or I can actually say these are my facts. From seeing it, I believe that that's what went wrong with us, is that we hate on each other. We shoot our own selves in the foot.
It's bad.
You know, and you can see them on the live chat.
Yeah.
They're here, you know, and they will never admit it, but you know, I created this platform for independent artists to get shine. A lot of them are predominantly Chicano. I have interviewed more Chicanos here than blacks, whites, or whatever. I have, And you know what the crazy part is? I still get shitted on.
Yeah.
Why? Because you still haven't got this guy. You still haven't. I did 135 shows. You know what I've learned? You're not going to make everyone happy.
And that's one thing that stuck to me. I was like, hey, not everybody likes 50 Cent, but I'm motherfucker rich. You feel me? And that's one of the things. Is like one of my favorite lines I ever said. I said, enemies will be in the same picture. You'll be surprised. And it's
That's
true
deep.
because I know people that hate on me that are in my own circle just because they want to be where I'm at. But it's like, bro, I haven't done shit.
Right.
If you think I'm doing something, your
Right.
standards are very low.
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes.
Because I feel like I got a long way to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, one thing that I do, I encourage everyone because you know what, we're not living in the MySpace days anymore.
Nah.
Okay. And
that sucks.
Yeah. And the thing is that now we have more than we had then.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people, look, everyone has a voice now. Start your own podcast, start your own music, start whatever you want.
Yeah.
But us as a people, we should never ever, if you will, show our hate or animosity or our anger or our jealousy towards our own. If we don't support each other, who will?
Who will? Yeah. Look at this. This is why I think like the Asian culture is so up there with businesses because they support each other.
Even the Jewish culture.
Exactly. So it's like if there you talk about unity and we should help each other, but then you got people trying to bash on the next man.
Yeah.
And there's enough money for everybody.
For everyone, bro.
If Bill Gates got billions of money in there, other motherfucker got another billion or whatever, what makes you think there's not a million for you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? One thing, look at 135 interviews, okay? And some of them 2 in a day, so obviously more interviews that I've done. I don't necessarily have to like, and I say this in general, the person across from me's music.
Right.
But you know what? You know what I do like about them is that they're go-getters, that they want to win, they want to
Right.
succeed, and that's what I'm here for. Because I don't have to like this person's music.
That part.
But you know what? Somebody else will.
Will.
And somebody overseas liked your music. And then guess what? Oh, I don't like that guy because he acts like his shit don't stink.
Yeah.
Why can't people be happy because they see you winning, they see you traveling?
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They'll be like, he putting out for the Mexicans, you know, like King Lil G, you know, he puts out for the Mexicans, and like why is half hate on him? He made that's a self-made dude.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like,
Yeah. Well,
it's just crazy because at the end of the day, we all bleed the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, and here's the thing: the reason why they hate on you, me, whoever, is because we're winning. Because people don't hate on losers.
Right.
I want you to think about that for a second. People don't hate on losers, and the people that do hate on that, who do hate on us or on whoever, it just shows you really who they are. You know, I posted something up not too long ago when it says, you know, y'all be careful out there because these haters aren't strangers. You know, they're not strangers. You know, and it's sad to say I've had them in my own circles. You know, I've heard people say certain things about me like behind my back, and people have told me, you need to watch out. No, he would never say that. I got a recording. Let me hear it. And it was true.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
That part.
So I got to keep my circle small.
Keep the grass cut low so you can see them snakes, right?
That's a good one. That's a good one. So now let's talk a little bit about your 5th record, bro.
The King Me album, yeah.
Okay, King Me.
Another project that I got to work with my boy Trochbach. Man, big shout out to my boy Trochbach, man. I think he's a French Dr. Dre, bro. Not to fucking toot nobody's horn, man, but
really,
he knows what he's doing, bro. Like,
wow.
Him and DJ McLeod, without those two guys out there pushing the music and doing what they gotta do, you know, it's a team effort at the end of the day. But like, you know, those guys need to get rewarded at one point. You feel me?
Yeah.
And just like everybody who's had my back, who's really had my back,
right?
If we get to that point, best believe, you know, you're gonna be appreciated.
That's awesome, man. So how many songs are on there?
15.
15. What's your favorite track on there, if any?
I got, you know, my boy Badass, rest in peace. I was able to work with him a few times. He used to always come out when he used to be out here, he used to hit me up like, "Yo, hype, I'm here in Compton. For you want to come pick me or what? You want to come pick me up? Do some work for sure. You know." Me and my boy Quick to Mac, we got together and we started doing these. We love the '90s shows. You know, we booked the Dove Shack, the Twins, the
that's dope, man.
Badass and stuff like that, and artists like that. E White, RBX. So, yeah, man. You know, I just been blessed to been able to be around these people and Badass used to always hit me up.
Yeah.
You know, he was one of the ones that always hit me up, and then we got working on the studio. The song's called Re-Up on my King Me album. It's available everywhere, you know, online.
Awesome. When did that drop?
This one we just dropped it last year.
Last year, okay.
Yeah.
So that's your last one. Are you working on anything currently, maybe for 2021?
Yeah, we just dropped a single, Aki and Cali.
Okay, and it's this one.
And that's this one right there. Yeah.
Talk a little bit about it. Who produced it and who's on it?
The production was made by Thirchbot.
Okay.
Production and mixing and mastering by him.
Okay.
Featuring Baby Girl, one of my what do you call it, label mates, you could say.
Yeah.
So it's pretty dope. It's a dope track, bro.
Okay. Baby Girl.
It's a little more lamb flavor than.
Okay.
You know.
Now I know Baby Girl. I already interviewed her here.
Right.
Yeah. Great interview, and she was supposed to sing. So that means that next time she comes, she's gonna sing for us. Yeah,
right.
Next time. So other than that, and this is already out.
Yeah, and then
when did this drop?
That dropped on the 5th.
Okay.
Prior to that, I had dropped a single called Baila Baila. It's out there as well.
Okay.
It's on YouTube and all major platforms.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Other than that, anything, because we'll come to the end of our interview, anything you want to promote, anything you want to push, anything that we didn't touch on? Because the last thing that I want is for an artist to leave and say, you didn't ask me this, I didn't talk about that. Right now is the opportunity to promote yourself, man.
Well, it's simple, man. You know, like, you can check me out, hear all my music. I have a special I got to do a special feature with 2 Chainz. It's on my website, www.younghypemusic.com.
Okay.
Other than that, man, I want to give a birthday shout out to my boy G Mecca. It's another up and coming artist from he's from Southgate, actually.
Okay.
So, you know, gonna take him under my wing and polish him up a little bit, and he should be good. And so happy birthday to my boy G Mecca. Hey, everybody who rock with me, VIP Records, Sky Presents, I said VIP Records, right? VIP,
Calvin Anderson.
Mr. Calvin Anderson, man. He's been a big blessing. Blanca, been a big blessing. Just like the whole team, you know what I mean? Like all the mom and pops who support me. Big shout outs to my boys, Manny and his brother just opened up a restaurant by the VIP. It's called Mexicanas.
Okay.
Try it out, man. It's pretty bomb.
It's called what?
Mexicanas.
Mexicanas.
Mexicanas,
like Benihanas.
Yeah, like Benihanas, but Mexicanas. That place is fire, bro.
Mexicana. I'm going to try that shit.
Yeah, it's
Young
right
Hype sent me. It's free.
Yeah, it's on me, right?
Right.
And then everybody who's been down with me with my movement and what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean?
Okay, that'll work. I think Blanca's coming back in. Is that you? Blanca, anything you need him to push and promote right now?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead right now.
Oh, me?
well, remind them.
Oh, okay. So don't forget to give shout outs.
He did.
Yeah, shout outs to
Are we on the live?
Yes.
Yeah, shout outs to Baby Girl, Cali Coop, King Vibes, Tilo, Hertz Media, Sky Presents. I said Tilo, right? I said Tilo. Mazo. Mazo for reals. Just the whole squad, man. Big ups to y'all. Y'all doing y'all thing. And we're going to keep pushing this music, and we're going to keep pushing what we got to do. And, of course, Mr. Tony the Wizard. Appreciate you for having me.
Thank you, brother.
Carlos
Thank you.
Lugo.
Who's that?
Carlos Lugo.
Who?
Carlos?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean, who?
And Carlos Lugo.
Carlos Lugo.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
you know what, man? Thank you for coming through, brother.
You, bro.
Thank you for allowing me to interview you. And I know you said you were going to give me a CD, so I'm banking on it.
City King.
CD.
I mean, King Me. Album
King
right
Me.
there, my latest album.
King Me. So when you see me, one knee me. So other than that, once again, his Instagram has been up. It'll be up on the description as well. So without further ado,
Blanca's gonna give her shout out.
Long Beach City, stand up.
Blanca wants to give her shout outs as well. You want to do it right now, Blanca?
Yeah, I'm just gonna name it. I don't want to look in the
Oh, shout outs to my boy DJ Lokes.
Okay, all right. Turn the mic a little bit over there, real quick.
All right, you already know it's Blanca, Sky Presents, and you already know I gotta give shout out to Bobby D and Uncle Snoop's Army because, you know, without him, it wouldn't be possible for us to be having all this fun with our street team. Also, shout out to our Bobby D and Uncle Snoop's Army street team. All the concerts that he's about to be executing are coming up, you guys. So go and buy your tickets at www.bobbydpresents.com. And for any bookings, you already know, UncleSnoopsArmy.com.
Awesome. Okay, everybody. Special announcements, really quick. Anthony, put me right here in this camera. Okay. We need another intern. Okay. Even if you have to DM me, I want you to live locally. If you want to be a part of the Roadium radio team, please hit me up. You got to be computer savvy. Okay, don't just hit me up and say, I just want to come down and drink beer and take a couple of shots with you. That's not what I'm talking about. You got to be computer savvy if you want to be an intern. Hit me up and I'll tell you what the requirements are. You can hit us up at roadiumradio@gmail.com. Once again, it should be on the screen, roadiumradio@gmail.com. Or you can just DM me, okay? I'm rarely on Facebook. I'll just post and I get out. A lot of you guys like to inbox me. I rarely ever read those messages. I'm being honest with you. Okay, I just think it should be called Old Book, not Facebook. But anyways, DM me or roadiumradio@gmail.com. Okay. Other than that, let me give a shout out to Anthony for running this ship. Okay, I want to give a shout out to Alex Cervantes Enterprise. Also want to give a shout out to my son B Scallons for helping me promote this. And everybody on the live chat, everybody talking shit. Thanks for staying to the end. Couldn't do this without you guys. All my subscribers and all the Roadium Radio warriors come out to play. Thank you. Happy Valentine's Day. And if you don't have a Valentine, pues ni modo. Maybe next year. See you Wednesday, Freaky Tales, Friday. And we out of here. Young Hype in the motherfucking building. Raza, stand up. Put that fist up. We out of here, pal.